What's up, guys? Thank you guys so much for coming to the podcast. Real quick, I have no freaking clue why there is a brick wall behind me. Is Jose Mourinho here? Is he trying to set up a brick wall behind me? At the end of the day, guys, I'm excited to get the podcast back up and running. I've been pretty consistent for the last 3 weeks now, getting some solid podcasts out there for you guys. Make sure you guys go check those out. Make sure you guys go give those the likes and the respect that they deserve. Having solid guests on the podcast. These professionals is what they are. These professionals, the last two were psychologists. They take time out of their day to come and talk to you guys and to talk with me and to make us better. So make sure you guys go like and share those podcasts, the previous ones. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about competition, right? So being competitive versus working hard. I think it's super, super important to distinguish between the two, right? Don't know why there's a brick wall behind me. I don't know why the camera's doing that. Doesn't make any sense. All this other stuff behind us, I'm actually getting married. So side subject, I'm getting married a week or 6 days from today. So today's Sunday. I'm doing this podcast at 6 a.m. I have not slept yet, but I feel decent. Obviously, I'm going to crash later. But right now, I wanted to get the podcast in for you guys and get it done and get it up for you guys, give you guys some value before we hit the week. Next week, I will be getting married on Saturday, but it basically starts on Friday. The rehearsal and all that stuff will go into the weekend. The following week, I'll be going on vacation to Jamaica. You know what you guys, you know what you got to do. You got a honeymoon and all that stuff. So can't wait for that. Super, super excited. I do want to talk about that. I might talk about that towards the end of this podcast. But, having a significant other when you're a footballer, you know what I mean? Like it's very tough. It's very tough, but it's also super, super rewarding and super, super. I'm so thankful that I have a person in my life that I can lean on for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? So, it's good, but it's not for everyone. There's timing to it. There's all that stuff. But today we are talking about, most importantly, what did I say we were talking about? What were we talking about? I'll give you guys a quick story while I remember. I'll give you guys a quick story. So you guys have all heard my story about me in high school, waking up at 4:30 in the morning, walking in the cold. I lived in Minnesota, walking in the cold. Coming to the, we call it the Dome, but it's a place where we could find a little bit of warmth in the cold. But I would go there every single morning at 5:00. It was not necessarily open for training, but we sort of snuck in and worked out at 5 a.m. It started out me and another teammate, but then he stopped coming and I just kept going. I did it for 3.5 years. Okay. I did it for 3.5 years of that routine, working out 4-5 times every single day, Monday through Thursday. I would take Friday basically completely off so that I could be fresh and ready to go for the game. Right. So I remember vividly, and I've been talking to a couple of people about this. I remember vividly just not even really worrying about where it's going to get me, but just like really enjoying the process, right? Really enjoying the process of just waking up every single day and going and playing soccer. You know what I mean? Like, of course, I had nothing to worry about back then. I was living at home. I was playing soccer every single day. I was going to a top level school. Just everything was working out perfectly for me and everything was going well. Obviously, I had my struggles, my ups and downs like everyone does. But I always looked at it from the standpoint and the perspective that, it's impossible to work hard and something not happen, right? It's impossible to work hard and for you to not see some sort of return, right? So for me personally, I never looked at it like, oh, if I put in 10,000 hours, I'll be where I want to be. I didn't look at it like that. I just looked at it like, tomorrow I got to get up. Tomorrow I got to get up. I got to stay on track. I got to do my thing. And it's very interesting. And competition. We're talking about competition today. Okay. Um, so and it's great. It ties in. Okay. So I was not in competition with anyone at the time. I was not in competition with anyone. I was just saying to myself, I want to be the hardest worker in the country. Now, you might say, oh, well, that sounds like competition to me, but I didn't really know anyone in the country, to be honest. Like looking back, I made that up in my head because I wanted to be the hardest working player in the country. I wanted to be the best. I wanted to be the best at something. And I knew I didn't have the best skills. I knew I wasn't the best in the eyes of the coaches and all this stuff. I knew that. But I knew that there's no way that a coach is going to be able to look at me and say, I'm not the hardest working player in the country. That's something that I can control. Like what can you control? What can you control? For me, I can control my work ethic. I can control whether or not I show up. I showed up every single session. I missed like 4 sessions in 4 years. 4 sessions in 4 years. We had hundreds every year, right? And even on off days, we would just train every single day. It was just a constant cycle of training today, going to class, coming back, training again, training in the morning. If we had a day off, we'd go and we'd play small sided 5v5 on the turf field or whatever. You know, there's a kid here, a young player on my team that I coach here. And he comes to every single session of mine, obviously, with the team, but he goes to other sessions. He goes to sessions with his brother. He goes to sessions with another coach or another team. He gets invited to another session, goes there. He does all these different sessions. And if it was a different player, I would say stop doing it. You're going to get burnt out, right? But he loves it. He's the one that's driving it. It's not his parents. Excuse me. It's not his parents driving it. It's not me driving it. It's not anything like that. It's not insecurity driving it. He just loves the game of soccer, right? And I know a lot of us are the same way. I was the same way. I would play with any team. If you had a ball, I'm playing. I'm ready to go, right? I love the game so much. I love playing the game so much that I would play with. If I was on the number 1 team at the club, I would play for the second team, third team, 14th, fifth team on a Saturday because I just wanted to play. I just wanted to keep playing. And I feel like we're sort of getting away from that nowadays. I feel like we're sort of getting towards, highlights, focused on, clout, getting our Instagram pages up. Like we're focused on so much. We're focused on so many things nowadays. And there's a lot to focus on. I get it. You have school, you have, what's going on in the world with the pandemic, and you have your parents talking about you can't go to see your friends because they don't want you to get coronavirus or whatever. There's so much going on, let alone your phones and stuff like that. I just watched the documentary, Social Dilemma. Honestly, I'm gonna probably take that week off of my social media. I'm literally gonna try to break the habit because it's just adding more things. It's just adding more stress. Right? And so for me personally, I think I'm gonna try to unplug from that because that is, your mind is so important. Your mind is something that separates you from everything else in this universe, right? It's so important that you make sure that you take care of your mind, right? You take care of your mind. Going back to competition, okay? Going back to competition. That's what the beginning of the podcast always says, thank you for coming and listening to me rant. This is a place for me to just go off and talk about all the things in my head. I have a lot of things in my head. But competition. So the difference between competition and working hard, right? You can work hard and not compete. That's going to be a problem. You can work hard and not compete. If me and you are racing, you could work hard and finish way behind me, right? Or, you could be in a fight or whatever, and you can work hard and still get knocked out. You have to think about it. Competition is comparison. Competition is comparison. When I compete against someone, I am comparing myself to them or to some standard, right? Some standard that we're both going towards, right? So, if we're playing a game of soccer, if we're playing a game of football, what happens? I'm trying to beat you. I'm trying to get one more goal than you, right? I'm trying to get more goals than you and let in less, and vice versa, right? We're competing. Jeez. Yeah, good. This is not good. This is not good. Yawning storm. When we play against each other, we are competing, right? We are competing. If I work hard, I could still lose 5-0. Is that okay with you? Is it okay with you to just work hard? Or do you need to win? Right? Winners don't work hard. Okay? Winners don't work hard. Winners compete. Winners compete. Now, you say, Andrew, they go to the gym, they put in the work, they do all these different things. Yes, I agree. But it comes from a place of competition, not from a place of working hard, right? Comes from a place of competition, not from a place of working hard. They don't want to go onto the field and feel like they're inferior to anyone. So what do? They need to work in the gym. They need to work on their technique and their skills and in team training and work hard and stuff like that. Yes. Going back to what I was saying before, actually, is you got to take care of the mind. Why do you need to take care of the mind? Because when you get into competition, it is way more of a mental battle than it is a physical battle. You have to take care of your mind. You have to take care of your brain. You have to cultivate a way of thinking that is conducive, that helps you to win. Think to yourself, is this a winning mentality? For me personally, is eating this Kit Kat bar, is this a winning mentality? Am I trying to win? Right? And of course, you're gonna take some L's, right? You're gonna take some L's. Not good. Not good. Need to edit these out, huh? You're gonna take some L's. It's gonna happen, right? It's going to happen. I posted today on my story. I said, take risk. If you win, you'll be happy. If you lose, you'll be wise. Get into the mindset that I cannot lose. I cannot lose if I go 100%. The only way I lose is if I don't go 100%. If I leave something on the table, if I go home and I have a little bit of regret, that's how I lose. Otherwise, how can I lose? How can I lose? If when I win, I'm happy, and when I lose, I get wiser, how can I lose? How can I lose? Right? So just think to yourself this week, just say to yourself, I can't lose. So what do I have? Like when people say, what do I have to lose? No, it's not what do I have to lose. It's what do I have to gain? What do you have to gain? Right? So let me give you guys, let me keep going with my story. Okay. 4:30 in the morning, I would go to the dome every single day. I was just trying to get into the habit of success. I was trying to get into the habit. And that was the hardest working Andrew there's ever been. Most consistent, hardest working, best shape, best mentality Andrew there is. Right. And I look back on those times, and I'm trying to replicate that now. Right. With Footy Fam, with the podcast, with Vast, all that stuff. I'm trying to cultivate that work ethic, up every single day at 4:30, putting in work, going to class, but still focused on my work. In terms of, I would watch film in class. I've said this many times. I would watch video in class all day long. Right? Andrew, why's your computer out? I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes on trying to get to the next level. My next level is not here. My next level is not here at school. My next level is with footy. Right? So for me, it's always been competition. My work ethic has always been based on my competition. I hate going on the field feeling like I'm less than someone else. I hate feeling like I'm less than someone else. So what do I have to do? I have to train. I have to train like no one else so you can do what no one else can do. You know, you've heard that quote many times, and it's so true. And for me, my work ethic feeds into my passion or into my competition. I compete because I want to win, right? I work hard because I want to win. I don't work hard just to work hard. You know, you understand what I'm saying? Like, players hang their hat on working hard. Yeah, I work hard. Yeah, but you lose every single game you're in. You lose every tackle you go into. You lose the ball every time you touch it. But yeah, you work hard. Okay. What's it for? What's the point? What's the point of all the stuff we're doing? What's the point of all this that we're doing? What's the point of me making Vast? What's the point of me making this podcast? What's the point of me partnering with Footy Tutor and making Footy Fam? What's the point of all this? The point of all this is competition. Competition, whether you're competing with another human being, whether you're competing against a standard, or you're competing against yourself from the day before. You have to put in the work. We have to be in a state of constant improvement. Constant improvement. We are young. I'm 26 years old, and I'm a baby. I am a child. Ask my fiance. I am a child. Every single day, I have to get better. I have to get better. What does that look like, Andrew? I have to go to the gym every single day. I have to go to the gym. I have to get better physically. I have to spend time with my fiance. I have to get better in our relationship. I have to get better. I have to take responsibility for my shortcomings in all areas. Whether it's me being a coach and getting too emotional, I have to get better. Whether it's my sessions, whether it's my team talks, whether it's, you know, me being my conversations with my mom, as a son, I have to get better. I have to get better. Why? Because I don't like feeling less than my best. I don't like feeling less than my best. If I know that I'm not performing at the level that I need to be performing at, what is the point? What is the point? We lose sight of what the point is. Why are we doing what we're doing? Why are you doing the things that you're saying that you're doing? Why are you even saying that you're doing them? Right? Why do you go train every single morning? Why? Is it to make this team? Is it to create a work ethic that will allow you to succeed in anything else you do? What is the point? What is the point of what you're doing? What is the point of what you're doing? This podcast is to show you behind the curtain for real. I'm not on contract with any team. I can tell you everything that you need to know. I can tell you all the ins and outs of things that have happened to me as a pro without fearing that my contract's going to get torn up. There's some great podcasts out there for soccer players. Great podcasts. You know, Matt Sheldon from Become Elite has his podcast. Looks a great podcast, right? It looks a great podcast. He's on contract. He's on a contract. He can't say whatever he wants, right? Great podcast. He can't say whatever he wants. Rick Fade has a great podcast. He doesn't care about contracts and all that. He can say whatever. He says whatever he wants. But we gotta get Matt Sheldon on here, don't we? We gotta get Matt Sheldon on. But anyway. You guys got to realize that it's about competition. It's about competition, right? Once you get to the next level, you know, once you get to this level as a pro, everything is competition. Every single day is a competition. Every single day is me proving that I need to be in that starting 11, right? And when I played at San Antonio my first year as a pro, you get bonuses for starting, right? You get bonuses for starting and you get bonuses for coming off the bench. So you needed to make sure that you get in that bonus. If you want to talk about money, you got to get that bonus, right? Some people had to feed their family, had to pay rent, whatever. They had to compete. They had to compete. It's not about working hard anymore. You got to compete. And for me now, I've evolved into a person who competes with himself every single day. I compete with myself every single day. If I was lazy yesterday, because some days I'm lazy and that's fine. That's fine. But as long as as long as I'm doing it for a reason, as long as I know why I'm being lazy that day, and for me, laziness is different than 99% of the world. But if I'm only doing, 90% of the work that needs to be done, as long as I have a plan, as long as I know why I'm doing it, then that's part of it. That's fine. That's competition. That's fine. Do you sprint the whole game? No. It's strategic. It's strategic, but everything I do is strategic. Right? It doesn't mean it's always going to work out. Like somehow I want to get you guys to understand that when you take risks, you don't need to win every single gamble that you take. You only need to win 1, 2, 3, or 4. You don't need to win 10. You don't need to win every single time, right? Just think about life. Think about life in general. In baseball, they hit 3 out of 10 balls, and that's considered the great. If you play soccer and you score a goal a game, you're considered a big time forward. You don't need to be scoring 5, 6, 7 goals a game. Same in life. You just got to be consistent, right? You just got to be consistent. When you get consistent, you get dangerous. You get powerful when you get consistent. That's a fact. Consistency wins. So what can you be consistent about? Going back to my days in high school, I was consistent for 3.5 years, and I'm still living off that work ethic. That work ethic got me to being a pro, right? But it wasn't just the work ethic. It wasn't just the intensity in the work ethic. It was the consistency of it. For 3.5 years, I did it, right? So what have you been doing for 3.5 years, right? What have you been doing for 3.5 years, right? I've been reading a lot of books on various things. This book right here by Jeff Olson, it's called The Slight Edge. It's an unbelievable book about little disciplines that you need to do every single day and how they'll compound over time, and you'll see amazing results, right? So I've been big on this since day one of this podcast, since day one of this company, all that stuff. Keep it simple, stupid, right? Keep it simple, stupid, or keep it stupid, simple, right? The KISS method, right? Keep it stupid, simple. Make it so simple and so easy that you can't not do it, right? And what do I mean by that? You literally, if you didn't do it, you would feel way worse than if you had done it, right? Like I literally live like 100 yards, like 200 yards away from the gym at my apartment complex, right? So if I don't go to the gym, it takes more effort to not go. So you got to understand, like, what is the thing that I need to be doing that allows me to be successful, and that I don't need a ton of energy to do, right? I don't need a ton of energy to do it. So for me now, I go to the gym every single day. Okay. I go to the gym every single day and I do the bike every single day. I ride the bike every single day. You guys have been seeing my stories and stuff like that. I ride the bike every single day for 15 minutes, right? For 15 minutes. Maybe one day or 2 days, I decide to go 20 minutes, right? I decide to go more, but it's 15 minutes minimum. I've said this many times recently. What is your minimum? Like ask yourself, what is your minimum, right? What is the minimum I'm willing to accept from myself, and make sure that minimum is good enough to achieve your goals, right? So my minimum is 15 minutes on the bike. That's good. That's good stuff, right? That's good stuff. So for you, what is the goal, and what is your minimum when it comes to that goal? That's it. What is the minimum I can do? And if you keep doing that over a long period of time, you will be successful, period. Consistency. Okay, consistency. Talking about competing, and then I want to segue into something else. Talking about competing, if you stay consistent, the rest of the rest of the pack will just fall because everyone's trying to do it quick, right? Everyone's trying to do it quick. Some people are focused on talent. Some people get injured. Some people, some people do make it, right? Some people do make it. But if you stay consistent, you give yourself the best chance of making it. When you are in a marathon, everyone runs out of the gate. Everyone's there. There's thousands of people in this one area. But the people who stay steady and keep a steady pace are the ones who, by the 18th mile, are just cruising. And there's like 5 or 6 of them, right? It's a marathon. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Think about training for a marathon and apply that to your life. Apply that to your life. Making sure that you're eating well, making sure you're putting the correct things into your body and into your mind, right? If you're putting the wrong things into your mind, then when you need it the most, your mind's not going to be ready to go, right? Your mind's not going to be ready to go because you haven't been filling it with the things that it needs for those hard moments, right? You haven't been putting it through that mental stress. I was listening to a guy recently. He's super, he does biohacking where he helps people to live longer and healthier and stuff like that. And it's super interesting. And I'm definitely going to get involved with that and let you guys know how it goes. But he does IV drips and stuff like that, put stuff into your veins or whatever. And it forms, different, it's crazy. It's honestly crazy. But he was talking about, the 3 things you need to do every single day to make sure that you live longer, right? Super, super insightful, but it was also very, very telling of where I am mentally. I'm still a child mentally. And here's why. He said the 3 things you need to do every single day is make sure that you do your breathing, right? Wim Hof breathing. That's what I do, that 8 minutes every single day. Wim Hof breathing. Number 2, you need to apply a physical stress, which means you need to go to the gym. You need to load some weight on, and you need to make sure that you are breaking down muscle. You need to tear muscle. And then the last one was hot or cold, right? So there's these things in your body called heat shock proteins. Your body literally stores them away for a rainy day, right? Your body stores these proteins away for when you need it most, for when you get into life or death situations, okay? These heat shock proteins and cold shock proteins will come out when you get into extreme cold or extreme heat. Your body is storing these, and they actually get to the source and repair 8 times quicker than normal proteins. Don't quote me on that number, but it was like 4 times faster, 4 or 6 times faster than normal proteins. It helps heal, right? So it helps heal the body, right? Inflammation, all that stuff. It helps heal the body. How do you get heat shock proteins? So you got to get in cold bath, right? So I've talked about this before. I don't like the idea and the mentality around cold baths and cold showers. I take cold showers every once in a while. I do on and off whenever I feel good. But you got to get into a freezing cold water, or you need to go into a sauna, right? And it releases these heat shock proteins. So those 3 things will help you live longer, right? For me, this is where I am mentally. I have not had, I've not had 3 days in a row where I've done all 3 of those. What? Literally, someone told me, you will live longer if you do these 3 things, and I still won't do them. Why? Because it's not real to me. It's not real to me. I'm sure when I'm laying on my deathbed and I'm coughing up a storm, then I'll be like, oh, I need to breathe, and I need to load some stress on what. No, it's too late. It's too late. And that's not competition. Competition is doing it early and consistently, right? Competition is doing it early and doing it consistently. When I react early to a ball and I make a tackle, that's quality. We can all agree that's quality. I need to do that consistently to be a great player, to be a good player, right? So do good things, do quality things consistently. That's what life is. That's what life is. Do the right things consistently, right? Do the right things consistently. So going from competition into another subject that I want to talk about on the same lines as competition. Competition, I've now gotten to a place in my life, in my brain, and in my mentality where I am in competition with myself now. Okay, and that's not because I'm ahead of anyone or anything like that. That's not why. Like you hear these great players and artists and stuff like that. Like, oh, I'm on a level of my own and all that stuff. Yeah, that's great. I'm not like that. I am starting out. I am fresh, right? I am fresh. I am just starting out. When you just start out, you need to make sure that you know the rules of the game. Okay, you need to know the rules of the game first. And once you know the rules of the game, now you can start training within that game, right? So for me, I am a child. When I it's funny when I say that. I am a child, but when I started Vast on Instagram, I started out very, very, we're just figuring it out. We're just figuring it out. My fiance was doing the social, the posts and stuff like that. We were just figuring it out, right? We're just figuring it out. And now that I have a good understanding of the algorithm and how it's working, then I can start doing better content or whatever. When you are starting out, like I just said, you have to know the rules of the game. So we were figuring out the rules of the game. And now that we know the rules of the game, now I need to make sure that I'm doing it consistently. Like I'm doing the right things consistently. I need to create a way of playing, a way of playing, a way of being for myself, right? Whatever this thing that you're doing is, if it's soccer, if it's business, if it's daycare, whatever, I don't care. When you get into it and you're not sure, you got to figure out the rules of the game. Once you figure out the rules of the game, now you got to get quiet. Okay, this is what I'm getting to. I've gotten better. I'm not fully there, but I've gotten quiet in my head now. There are moments when I look at people in different aspects of my life. I have a lot of things going on, but in different aspects of my life, whether it's coaching, whether it's mentorship, whether it's video analysis, whether it's business, whatever, right? I do look at other people. I do look at other people, but that's not comparison. Comparison is the feeling behind looking at someone else, right? The feeling or the motivation behind looking at someone else. Why are you looking at them? Why are you looking at them? Someone said the only time you should look at your neighbor is just to see if they have enough food to eat, right? And so for me, I look at other people, but I'm just trying to get ideas. I'm just trying to figure it out and see what they're doing. Not to necessarily copy, but to also put my flavor on it, right? To put my flavor on the market that I'm discussing. So what does this have to do with you, and how can you use this, right? This is the question. You need to be able to look at other people without getting jealous or envious or saying, oh, they're not even that good or whatever. Like, they made it. Why are you mad at them for making it? Why are you mad at them for making it? Secondly, you can be there if you stay quiet and you get after it, right? Stay quiet. Stay quiet. I mean, quiet mentally. Quiet mentally. Be a monk, right? In your mind, everything should be silent, and you should just be able to think about your own thoughts. I'm on Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff, but first of all, I highly don't recommend them after watching this documentary. But you need to make sure that you are looking at the things that you want to look at, that you're not being led to look at things that make you feel bad about yourself, make you feel uncomfortable, make you feel like you're not doing enough in your life and all this different stuff. You don't need that. You don't need that. What you need is for you to believe in you. You need you to believe in you, and you need to cultivate a way of thinking that will help you win. Right? For me, again, I'm getting super quiet in my head now. A lot of things that I look around, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all these different things. I'm looking around and I'm seeing, other pages that are doing well. And I don't think about wanting 26,000 followers or 300,000 followers or whatever, right? I don't care about that. What I care about is what I care about. You know what I mean? What I care about is what I care about. What do you care about? Because right now it looks like you care more about that person than you do your actual goals and dreams and ambitions. If you're looking at them and looking at seeing what they're doing, how can you possibly tell me that you're focusing on your goals? You're focusing on them. You're focusing on them. At what point do you look at yourself and say, you know what? I don't care about them. I don't care about them. If my boy, who I grew up with at the age of 3 years old, we grew up and played football together every single day of every single week, and now he's signing for Barcelona, and I can't even make Altrincham Football Club. He's playing for Barcelona. I can't even make my team. Instead of looking at him and saying, "Oh, he's not even that good," or "Oh, I should be there because we played together early on." Instead of all that, look at it, be happy for him, and then get off social media and worry about yourself. How do we get you there? How do we get you there? Right? So now, let me give you a specific example. Now, when I look at some of the players that I've played with, and now they're signing with Atlanta. I kind of gave it away, but when I see people signing for MLS clubs after I've trained with them and I know that they can barely kick a ball, then I'm automatically like, oh, then why didn't I do this and why didn't I do that, whatever. But then I just keep thinking to myself, I'm on my own journey. And at the end of all this, it doesn't matter. They're not thinking of me, and at the end of this, I'm not going to be thinking of them. So all I can do is take care of me and mine and what has my name on it, right? What has my name and my fingerprints on it? What has your name and your fingerprints on it? Your boy doesn't. Your boy can do what he wants to do. Let him do what he wants to do. And most of the time, guys, it's not as easy as it seems. Just because they look like they're having a good time doesn't necessarily mean they're having a good time. Do you understand? You have to make sure that you are in a good mindset. You have to make sure you're in a good mindset. And I get myself in a good mindset by journaling, by reading, and some YouTube videos as well. But journaling and reading every single day. Make sure you guys get off your phones for a little bit. Make sure you get off your computers for a little bit. Make sure you get away from soccer every once in a while. Guys, you gotta give yourself breaks. You gotta give yourself breaks. Rest, never quit. Rest, never quit. You gotta take breaks. You gotta take time off. Right? You gotta take time off from different things. All these different things that you're doing, you gotta take time off from school, from social media, from soccer, from all these different things. You got to take breaks. You got to just relax and let the brain recharge, right? What else was there to talk about today? Someone asked me recently about what do I mean when I say run less, think more. They asked me what does that mean, and can I give an example, right? So run less, think more simply means stop running so much and thinking that that's the answer, right? Most people think that it's the answer to run all over the place. Like they think that N'Golo Kante just runs all over the place. He doesn't. He's very intelligent about his running. And if you have an engine like him and you can think, you're dangerous. So So what does it mean? Think more, run less. What does it mean? It means simply get in good positions before you have to, anticipate where the ball is going, get there before the defender, do all these different things, anticipation, all that stuff, vision, perspective, reactions, all that stuff. Do all that instead of just running everywhere, trying to use your athleticism or trying to use your endurance and stuff like that. Stop. You got to think more. You have to think more. The reason that you get tired after 90 minutes or during 90 minutes is because you don't think enough. You don't think enough. So that was that one. Someone also asked me recently about, I don't feel motivated. Okay, I don't feel motivated. Motivation comes and goes. It's an emotion. Okay, emotion. What is emotion? Emotions are things that come and go. They are in motion. So you got to realize that when you are not feeling motivated, what you're actually saying is that the emotion is worn off, right? The emotion is worn off. What happens is you get in this situation where, and I was talking to someone about this recently. We always seem to look at the downside before we get into the plan, but we always look for the upside while we're in the plan, and it should be opposite. I should be looking at the plan and saying to myself, when I get into a situation where I need to make a decision, right? When I get into a situation where I need to make a decision, the goal should be, whatever's best in the long run, right? Whatever's best in the long run. And I know I'm ranting. I know I'm going all over the place right now, but stick with me. Stick with me. We got the brick wall behind us. So let me start over. If you're not feeling motivated, the problem is not with, necessarily what you're doing. It's that you've invested in an emotion and the emotion is left, right? The emotion is left. You were motivated. You were inspired. You're like, yes, let's go. I'm ready to work hard. We just got out of lockdown and I'm ready to go hard. And 2 weeks goes by and now you're sore and you're like, okay. You get back into your routine, right? You get back into the routine you were in before. Motivation, don't rely on motivation. What you should rely on is your intelligence to know what you want, right? Your intelligence to know what you want. What do you want? I want to be a pro. Okay, great. We can't stop until we get there. Every single day we have to be working to get there, right? So if you're not motivated, you're not looking at the commitment that you gave. You're not looking at the end result. You're not even looking at the goal. What you're looking at is you're looking at the hard work now. You're looking at the difficulties in your life right now. But what you should be looking at is to the future. Where am I going? Where am I going? Right now, it's going to be very, very hard. But where am I going? And is that where I want to go? Right? So, guys, moral of the story today, competition over hard work. You can work hard and not win. So you got to make sure you're ready to compete. You got to compete, whether it's with yourself, with a teammate, with an opponent, whoever you're doing it with a standard, whatever it is, compete over hard work. On the same lines as that, I talked about comparison. Do not compare yourself when it comes to, sort of things out of your control. Your boy went to Liverpool. That's great. That's out of your control. You have no control over that. But you do have control over the way that you act about it. Are you going to act and sit there and be like, oh, I could have been there as well. I could have done this and talk about it and all that stuff. Or are you going to be happy for your boy, get quiet in your head, and let's get to work. Let's get to work. Right? So it's up to you. It's your choice. Guys, thank you guys so much. So much for coming back here on the podcast. It is 6:45. I'm about to go to bed. I appreciate you guys so much. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Make sure you guys are subscribed. I'm I'm going to be dropping a couple of videos before I go on vacation. So make sure you guys are subscribed. Notifications are on. And most importantly, share this podcast with whomever, however you want. And also leave a comment on some topics that you want to talk about in the future. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.